Well, hello everyone, welcome to Croft. This is Saturday evening. This is the pit lane walkabout at the end of a very exciting, intense day of action. TCR UK, they've had their qualifying session. If you want to know how quick the circuit is here at Croft this weekend, the top 14 drivers in qualifying, breaking the existing TCR UK lap record. Myself and Alex Goldschmidt are going to take you a little guided tour up and down the pit lane before we get into tomorrow's racing, speaking to some of the contenders, including Championship leader Bruce Winfield and his area motorsport team Alex Leigh. Well, first of all, we'll start with the championship leader, Bruce. Bruce, it was a tough day today. We're starting P10 for race 1 tomorrow.
Yeah, not exactly where we wanted to be, but you know, we can work from that. We're going to make some alterations to the car and make some progress in race 1 and see what happens.
Now, obviously, tomorrow is all important. I mean, if you stay put in the race 1 tomorrow, obviously that means pole position for race 2, but that's not where you want to be. You want to be making progress and sort of then starting back at the tail end of the top 10 for race 2 and making more progress. The weather today has been okay. It might not be the same tomorrow, though. Is that going to help or hinder you?
I don't mind what the weather does either or. I'm happy whether it's raining or whether it's dry, but yeah, like you say, we want to move forward, want to make progress, we don't want to stay there. You know, we need points, want to be consistent top 5s, and yeah, so race 1 move forward, race 2 do the same.
We'll see what happens. Now, of course, you've got your teammate starting alongside you. Now, Alex, meet Alex, Alex, meet Alex, Alex, Alex.
Oh, no. Yeah,
Alex,
this is not
Alex
the first time I've had this in this paddock.
How quick Alex went in qualifying?
Yeah, so you were just over a tenth ahead of Bruce finishing. You know what, I mean, how does it feel to sort of like have, you know, your teammate alongside you?
Obviously it's good because we can work together in the race. Obviously it's not the ideal position where we wanted to be, but it's not too bad at the end of the day, so I look forward for tomorrow. Yeah,
and also the fact that it's a family-run atmosphere between you guys and the whole team here at Area Motorsport. To come here to Croft, the pace is strong in the I-30, we know that. What are your thoughts ahead of tomorrow?
Just keep pushing, try my best and hope for the best results that I can get, possibly.
And also you're one of the, not just the only Hyundai Motorsport Customer Racing Junior driver, we've got Brad Kent as well, but to be a part of that programme, that must be quite a nice thing to have under your mantle and to have the opportunities in the future in your racing career.
Yeah, it's a really good opportunity, especially the test days out in Italy where we learn a lot about the car and the setup wise and how to like build a car and improve the setup. It's good having the engineers down that can also help the setup with our setup here, and yeah, it is a really good opportunity, good step in my career.
Yeah, I think, you know what, we've got so much to talk about in this inside TCR UK here on Saturday evening. So we know you guys are going to get yourselves ready and respited, refreshed, ready for tomorrow. So good luck to the pair of you.
Thank you very much indeed. It's a close-knit team. You don't want to be too close or going into turn number 1, do you? Playing devil's advocate.
If he's not quick enough, I'll be nudging him along a little bit, but yeah, like he says, we'll work together as a team. Ultimately, you're not going to wipe your own teammate out, but yeah, we'll move forward together.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. Alex Leigh, of the 3 Motorsport UK Academy drivers, you're the best placed on the grid, and also more race wins than anyone else in 2022. So back up your ideas, Bruce. Now, come on. Right, let's go and have a look down the paddock. Thank you very much to Area Motorsport. Just passing Andy Wilmot's car. Now, we talk about a late entry for Andy Wilmot. Wasn't even supposed to be racing. Was drafted in right at the last minute because the driver that was supposed to race that car decided it wasn't quite up there, so he's using this as a test session. Really want to speak to this gentleman here, Adam Shepherd. Friday, another driver who wasn't really racing. Why wasn't he racing? Because he didn't have the budget. He phoned round family members, friends, the AMR Motorsport team. Now, are we going to? Is he hidden somewhere? Is he hiding?
Well, I have had a couple of chats with him, but like briefest of like, good luck, hope it all goes well. You know, to be like literally lastminute.com on a grid,
and then to plonk it 8th position. So he's going to be starting the row in front of the 2 drivers, Alex Leigh and Bruce Winfield. Really good 1-2 spot. Now, we'll move up a little bit. So, Chris Smiley, let's talk about that.
Also, he set the all-time best lap record in a TCR car at Donington Park last year. So, but this is the car that Andy McEwen, Anthony Jordan and Paul O'Neill have been able to drool over, the brand new FL5 Civic Type R. Now,
I don't know where Chris Smiley is, but I can see Mr. Smiley Senior by here. I wonder if Mr. Smiley Senior, come this way, come this way. The man that makes it all happen. So, first of all, good to see you again. It's been a while. Are you pleased with how the car's performing? I think Chris putting it on the inside of the fifth row of the grid. He had one lap disallowed for track limits, which sharp intake of breath. But how are we looking tomorrow?
Okay, it's just I think this is just a development car, and with just little bits and pieces of things to do to it, and learning all about the car, which is, and it's different from the other car, the older car, which is two different cars.
So there we go. The drivers take all the credit, they take the spotlight, but these are the guys that make it all happen. The dads.
Thank you.
No problems at all. So, our champion, Chris Smiley, starting from row 3. That's going to be very exciting, Alex.
It is, and also the fact that when we see that car really come alive later on in the season, I simply cannot wait. I mean, a very, very different in terms of architecture, the way the car actually looks, because TCR is a global platform. But still, with that being chassis number 1, it is about how Chris provides that. And the key component is that car has been racing elsewhere. Between the opening 2 rounds of the championship with Snetterton, so it's raced in TCR Italy, and also quite recently, Portimao TCR World Tour, which is basically what people might not understand is that there is a global TCR ranking, and there is one particular UK driver who competes in that. You might remember Rob Huff.
I do
the
remember
most successful
Rob Huff.
driver to win touring car races at the Macau Grand Prix.
There we go.
But the thing is, once that car, I mean, the input that Chris is giving is quite pivotal to Jazz Motorsport. The main reason being is that every bit of feedback, every bit of data that's going to be relayed back to the base in Milan, where they build and propagate these cars, once these customer cars start flying out the door, and believe you me, there are a lot of people waiting for their customer cars, at this moment, that car is a very, very precious entity for Jazz Motorsport, but more specifically the fact that we here at TCR UK have had its global debut, and it was P3 at round 1 of the season. So that car is exciting. They've put Scott Sumpton's car
I was
to
about
sleep.
to say, we're past it. So Scott Sumpton in the number 27 Restart Racing, he qualified 13th on the grid. One of the last drivers under the old lap record. So again, a great performance for Scott.
Andy Wilmot was just outside of it.
Andy Wilmot was just outside, just outside. The car that originally had the lap record here in the hands of Lewis Kent back in 2019, Andy Wilmot, just outside that car's best ever lap round here in a car that he wasn't even supposed to be driving this weekend. Next up, Callum Newsham, a great performance from Callum Newsham.
Here comes the touring car legend,
there we
Mr. Dave Newsham.
I'll stand back.
Yes, We had a little bit of a chat earlier on, Dave, and never in my life would I see an ex-BTCC driver washing wheels for his lad racing in TCR UK. But as you said in a previous Inside TCR UK episode, it was a case of the fact that you said if anyone was to offer you a drive, you'd tell her basically to go away. But it's all about the boy now, isn't it?
It is. It's all about the boy now, and we are running on a bit of a shoestring. So I can't afford to pay somebody to scrape tyres, so I'm going to do it myself.
Well, you've got plenty of experience with your days. I mean, I still remember you running in the Toyota Avensis at Speedworks back in the day. But you know, 4th quickest, he was 99 thousandths off of pole. One of 4 different cars that we have on this grid. I couldn't believe how close it was when the checker came out.
Close. Yeah, I mean, brilliant. And he's absolutely gutted because he was 3/10 up on his best lap and he lost it all at the last corner.
Oh no!
He thinks he pulled the wrong gear. And he just saw the time going away on his Delta and he was cursing himself. So, but there's pace is there. I'm sure everybody on the grid can say, "Oh, I messed my lap up," but pace is there, and we've got 30 kilograms of success ballast as well. So we're doing a pretty good job, aren't we?
I'm looking forward to seeing how he gets on. But Dave, thanks for a quick chat, mate. Good to see you.
Good to see you. I'm holding my mobile telephonic device here, keeping the Scottish flag flying.
Yes.
Interestingly, so Callum was one of 5 different chassis or different body styles in the top 5 position. We had the Audi RS3 Gen 2 pole position. We had the the Cupra Leon on second. Then we had the Hyundai Veloster third, the Hyundai i30 fourth, and then Chris Smiley's Honda Civic in fifth. So that's 5 different shapes, the first 5 positions. There's Dan Kirby's car. Dan Kirby finishing the session in 15th position, just outside the old lap record. We're going to come into a problem here because the last race of the day, one of the support races, their podium is just in there. But I mean, walking down the pit lane, I think the pit lane's clear. We could probably head down the way. I can't see Dan anywhere in the pits.
No, but also, for those that might remember, Dan Kirby, this is his first assault in the championship since 2021, and let's not forget, 2021 he won at Brands Hatch. He was a race winner back then, so he has pedigree, he has some form of success here in TCR UK, and it's a sort of like, I'll be honest here, of course, for those that know Dan Kirby, you'll know him through Trade Price Cars. Trade Price Cars ran a solo, a 2-car team with Mark Blundell and Jake Hill, and Dan Kirby and Andy Wilmot were in the same garage.
I mean, those names are familiar, but I'm not quite sure where I've heard before or what they do. There goes Andy Wilmot just behind us. We'll leave him alone. But so again, moving up the thing. So the next garage you're going to come to, I think that Bradley Kent has gone home now. We'll talk about Brad Kent. Pole position at Stetson, wheel sensor issue taken away, having to start from the back of the grid. On course for another really strong qualifying session here. About 5 minutes to go in the session, the left rear suspension sort of goes a little bit awry. Luckily, it went awry coming out of the complex into the slowest corner on the circuit. Brad Kent qualifying eventually 3rd, so he'll be going off the inside of row number 2. Now, you can see here, we talked about the weather. At the start of this paddock show, the pit lane show, the skies are blue. Now it showed just up here in Yorkshire, in the merry capital of Yorkshire of Darlington. I'm sure that's going to offend lots of people, but there we go. Conditions can change very quickly indeed. So again, but what is great to see, Alex, is the drivers, the TCR drivers in the garages. They're the main event, the stars of the show. It's helping the team set up. They're not back in their awnings, back in the paddock or anything like that.
Well, I mean, I had a really, really good chat, which was, for people wondering why I wasn't alongside Henry for the start of our pit lane walk before qualifying.
I was wondering that.
I was actually having a very, very in-depth conversation with Lewis Kent.
Okay.
And
that's a misnomer. In-depth conversation, Lewis Kent. They should never go in the same sentence.
I know.
I'm joking, Lewis. He's doing a fantastic job. I've got to say, they got there. So David Cleal, the granddad, Warren, the dad, Lewis and Bradley, the 2 boys. Again, a very, very talented family. They have been in racing since the 1970s. They live and breathe this sport, as do so many of these drivers and teams. Sorry, Alex. Speaking of living and breathing the sport, here's another family. Jensen Brickley Racing. Jensen Brickley, in his 2nd ever TCR race, 7th, 2 8th place finishes at Shennington. We've got
Shennington?
Shennington.
He's done a
Paul O'Neill,
there's the first
karting faux pas. It was Snetterton. It began with S and ended in on. But no, at the front of the grid, that's Uncle Jason sorting out there. Uncle Jason Brickley sorting out the balance of the car there. But again, a family team. You know what a performance from there. Now we're going to let them to it. It just goes give you some idea of the work that goes in to prepping some of these cars. So this car, the Cupra, it's its 2nd season in the championship. Jensen Brickley Racing starting P7. Not sure where Jensen is. We have done an interview feature for him that you'll be able to see on the live stream, before the weekend is out.
Coming back to having the chat with Lewis, but we will have, first of all, the man that could have been the first ever person to be in the Golden Diamond Trophy category to get it on pole. Carl.
Alex, just don't mention Leeds United.
I don't take interest into football, thank you very much. But
all I will say on that, though,
Yes.
We only got beat 2-1 today.
You only got beaten 2-1.
I'm actually not too disappointed.
There we go.
But Carl, you could have made a little bit of history. It was so close coming to the end of qualifying. Just 22 thousandths in it and just missing out. But still, puts you on the front row for race 1 of the weekend.
Yeah, is what it is. I mean, in the day, the guys sort of wanted me to go and put another pair of fronts on and go and give it another go. But I just went, well, it'll be what it'll be, and that's it. Rather save tyres. So what we possibly lost out there, we might even gain a little bit tomorrow. So it's one of those, you know, we're happy to be up there. I think that's where we should have been realistically, first sort of, you know, 3 or 4 cars definitely with what we showed yesterday, you know, in testing. So I'm reasonably happy. Would we like to have been P1? Yeah, of course, everyone wants to be that, don't they? But no, it's just nice to now get to a stage whereas I've pretty much got the car where I want it to be, and it's now a race car rather than sort of a bit of a shop and trolley of what we had before. So it's definitely going in the right direction.
That's really, really positive to hear as well, because you're going to be outside on the front row alongside Jack. It's Audi versus Cooper, which we have seen in so many different TCR championships globally, but to see it here where they're 2 brands within the Volkswagen consortium, but also Audi versus Cooper, I'm really looking forward to it. I bet you are as well.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, gonna go and get my head down and get an early night. Not.
Yes, we've already had that discussion.
It's a great night out, I've been told. Not that I know myself, obviously, except the professionals.
We're just, you know, we're going to have a quiet night and get something to eat somewhere and just have a bit of a chill out. And yeah, looking forward to tomorrow. That's what we're here for. We're here to race. We're here to enjoy ourselves and have fun, and get some podiums along the way.
And also hopefully consolidate your lead in the Goodyear Diamond Trophy as well, because you've won the award both times at Snetterton. Could be looking good for tomorrow as well.
Yeah, I hope so. But that's not really, with all respect to everything that's going on, that's not really the one that we're looking at or hunting for. So, you know, we're looking for, you know, being on the podium proper. And being up there in the main championship. So, you know, we'll just see what happens. Keep the wheels on it in race 1.
Yep.
Aim for a podium and see where we can get to in race 2, and hopefully repeat a podium. Go home happy and be all good then, won't it?
Brilliant. Okay, Carl. Good luck tomorrow, mate. Thanks for the chat, and no doubt we'll see you. But I don't know what you want to say.
No, I was going to actually one very, very quick, serious question.
Okay, you know what? I'll let you step this way. Go on.
Have you ever asked a serious question?
I
don't know about that. You might have to ask him afterwards.
Are you back happy in racing now? Has this brought you back the pleasure of racing?
It has, yeah.
There we go. Good. That's what we want to see. That's what TCR is all about. Thank you very much, Carl. Gary Townsend's garage there. The mechanics working for that. A great result for Gary Townsend, finishing in 14th position. But we have a TCR UK pole sitter in the next garage. Maiden pole position for driver number 11, Rob Boston Racing's very own Jack Constable. Congratulations, Jack.
Thank you.
well, you know what? Because we've also got from Audi Sport Customer Racing in Neuburg and Donau, Detlef Schmidt with us as well. Jack, we had, you still must be pinching yourself by pipping Carl by 22 thousandths for that pole. And you said to me live on air, possibly add another 2/10 in the car. But tomorrow it's Audi versus Cooper on the front row. It's going to be a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. We definitely have got a little bit left in the tank, for sure. There's some mistakes made by myself, so we'll take that on the chin, move forward to tomorrow. But yeah, definitely looking forward to a good, close race.
Yeah, no worries. But Detlef, I'll come over and have a chat with you. Good to see that someone from Neuburg and Donau has come over to us here at Croft, and it was a decision between either here or Italy. But to see the Gen 2 Audi RS3 LMS get its maiden pole position here at Croft, a very fast-flowing technical circuit, you couldn't be prouder, could you?
Absolutely, you are right. No, I'm really, really happy. First of all, about this amazing championship, about the development, and then for sure, happy having Audis on the grid, Gen 1 and Gen 2,
yeah.
and having a pole sitter. So just need a race winner tomorrow. I'm not pushing.
No pressure then, Jack.
No, Detlef would he would never do that. He would never do that. I mean, as always with Audi Sport, it's optimism, but you know, the DNA of the car from the evolution from Gen 1 to Gen 2, I still remember when that car was announced, and I still remember Tom Coronel having to run a slightly camouflaged livery of the Audi Gen 2 with the DHL livery. But yeah, just to see that car, I mean, it's all over the place. There's 12 cars at TCR Italy this weekend. I mean, you've got all the Gen 1 and Gen 2 cars, but there's a lot of effort that goes into supporting the teams, supporting the mechanics, supporting the drivers, and you guys at Audi Sport Customer Racing must be incredibly busy with global resurgence for the Audi brand, the four rings, and Ingolstadt being well represented in TCR.
No, absolutely. And this is our main goal, to support the customers and to ensure that they are happy with the cars, with the performance of the cars, because building a car and selling the car is the one thing, but supporting the customers, this is really our main goal, and I'm proud that it looks like we have fast and happy customers.
Detlef, thank you very much for the time, for talking to us, and good luck.
Bye.
So yeah, really good to chat with, and Jack as well. Good
fantastic.
luck.
Thank you.
Good luck tomorrow.
Fantastic.
But that's really great to, you know, with regards to customer racing, and that is what TCR is. That's what it means. And I've followed TCR since its inception. I was, funnily enough, at the biggest grid photo on a start-finish straight back in 2017 at Motorsport Arena Oschersleben in Germany. And that was the TCR International Series and TCR Germany, and at that particular point, a certain Mr. Josh Files was running in the FK2 Honda Civic Type R for target competition. So Andreas Gummerer, a very, very big hello.
And Josh is hiding back in our area motorsport down there. Quickly, great performance. Joe Marshall, Rob Boston Racing number 99, P6, great thing. Brad Hutchinson, again, he did a lap around the track with us, which you'll see on the stream tomorrow, finishing 7th. Joe Marshall, that's his best ever performance in qualifying so far. Steve Gales, a bit unfortunate for Steve in the Audi, qualified 20th, had a bit of a spin in qualifying, but he's got the sills back, and he will be out again. Steve Gales, interesting story about Steve Gales' delivery. Last season, when he made his debut, he got that car from Portugal, and there was the graphics kit was from a nightclub in Portugal. That's why he had sort of an interstellar graphics kit. Darren Lewis, 19th place in the Darren Lewis racing effort. Oliver Cotton. Now.
Oh my God. Oh yes,
dear.
here we go, here we go.
Firstly, we're going to go and speak to Darrell Wilson before the show. However, youngest driver in the field. He's got the Chinese flag here, representing China, former rugby player, former However, cameraman, pan down. I would like to know, is this legal? The sandal and socks, white socks combination. Yeah. I personally think they should give you a 5,000 place grid penalty for, I mean, the only thing worse than that is Crocs. Defend yourself, Mr. Cotton. First of all, well done for today, though.
It's just really comfy to get changed back into when you after this sweaty race, and instead of sliding.
Don't justify it.
It's just very easy. It's the most easy shoes to put on, isn't it?
I mean, you scored your first points at the second races in Etterton, so you come away from your debut weekend of the championship with some points in the bag. That is a building block of which to step on in your sandals.
Yeah, I think this weekend is just, I qualified P12, now is just moving progressively up the grid slowly over qualifying the season, because I haven't driven anything this fast before. It's kind of the first time at 16, not had a lot of experience in big slicks and big power, so it's kind of just building step here.
Okay, there's two very important journalistic questions.
Yes.
I will ask the first question, Alex will ask the second question. The first question is, as a 16-year-old going through the Jim Clark S's, what's going through your mind as a rookie driver in the most powerful car you've ever driven, the fastest car you've ever driven, going through one of the most sketchy corners in British motorsport?
It's pretty scary. I've driven a Saxo around here before. It's not as quick as this. So
driving a Saxo around here is almost like pushing a pram around here compared to one of the TCR Audis. So that's the first very important journalistic question. I will step back. Mr. Goldschmidt, step in. The second most important.
I'm going to make a reference to your point there, because the JSCC, the Junior Saloon Car Championship, that has a third of the horsepower that these cars produce, but there was a reason behind why this young man, who actually previously
fine specimen of a man.
he's played under 18s rugby at big level, but the reason why, because do you know the Muffin Man by any chance?
Oh God.
Yeah, I had to ask this question because there is a little bit. Do you know the Muffin Man? Because you are it, aren't you? You are the TCR UK resident Muffin Man. So, Paul O'Neill, you can get this in as much as possible for 2023. But the thing was, long and short of it was, well, do you want me? I shall get you to tell the shortened version of this story because I could probably wax lyrical about it.
So basically, in race 2, I was sitting in the media office next to Phil Kinch, the media manager for TCR, and eating a muffin 5 minutes before the race was going to happen. So I started from the back of the ring and finished P13. So it's giving me that energy boost and kind of moved up the grid.
So are you going to employ said tactic for the rest of the season? Please say yes.
Yeah.
Good man, good man. So, Oliver, there we go.
There's Oliver Cotton. Starting P12 tomorrow on the outside of row 6. Last 2 drivers, we've managed to make it all the way at the pit lane, talking about all 20 drivers on the TCR UK grid this weekend at Croft. Matthew Wilson, he will start a very, 17th position. He was hoping for more. He was top 10 in practice for Matthew. He's getting to grip second year in the championship with that Seat Leon. But we sort of end at the beginning because we're in the midst of the biggest TCR UK season to date. But at the very start of TCR UK, there were a small group of very loyal supporters. Now, over the course of the last 5 or 6 years, these drivers have sort of gone different positions, different championships, different directions. There's one driver who has been here since the word go, who has supported this championship all the way through. He's in the oldest car on the grid, the Vauxhall Astra, that is just about as old as me, 21 and a half, something like that.
You flatter yourself, Mr. Beaudette.
But he is here now, and showing just there's still life in the old girl yet. 18th fastest. Okay, so 1 minute 25.03. However, that's not far off the old track record. Such a hard-working team. One of the team members, he's skirting out there. I don't know where Daryl is, but we got Les. Les is having a bite to eat. Come on, Les, out you come. You can, and Darren's in there as well. We're gonna. Come on, have a little chat, and we'll do a bit of MasterChef, and we'll have a look, and we'll do a review of your dinner as well. First of all, more importantly, what have you had for dinner?
Chicken.
There we go. Okay, 18th place, not where you want to be, but plenty of opportunities to move forward.
Plenty.
There we go.
We'll be fine.
Multitasking, chewing and talking. That's more than I can manage.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I was going to say, I mean, we had like Kissling Racing, Lebanon Motorsport, who also helped run the Opel TCR program over in continental Europe. The Astra has been one of the longest standing, and I've just been reliably informed that the car will be moving forward come race. So we
give
always
the Astra a kick. And again, Daryl's a very, very talented driver. I mean, we're talking about drivers here, all 20 of these drivers, extremely professional indeed. And again, when we were here in 2018, Daryl was on the podium in that car, and again, he's had great success at a lot of other races at other circuits, including Castle Combe.
Yeah, well, you know what? I mean, the thing is that it's so good to see Darrell Wilson here. Les Latham, we have to give you a shout out because sometimes Les is actually in the paddock as well. But I have a little gift of my own to give to you. Well, when this man set off from South Wales at 2 p.m. on Friday,
God's country,
someone talked about a swimming pool or a jacuzzi. So, for your way back to Barry, just outside of Cardiff in South Wales, I brought you a flotation device set.
Some water wings. Thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great honour to be able to bring you this pit lane show today. Saturday in the UK, we crowned officially a king. Tomorrow, here at Croft, we crown 2, the TCR Kings of Croft 2023. Don't miss a thing. We'll be back. Grid walk, 11:40. 2 races. Alex Goldschmidt, you'll be here on the grid catching all the information from the drivers, myself and Scott Woodwis.
Yeah.
Where can you watch? Where can you watch us?
Okay, right. Don't forget, TCR UK official YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, share it to the world on Instagram, Twitter, whichever your social media profile is. You can also keep an eye on the TCR UK Facebook page. We have got content coming. I mean, that great. You've done quite a few interviews today with quite a few people. Did you get the Richard Hammond complex when you spoke to Jensen Brinkley by any chance?
The only driver in this paddock that makes me feel very small. Hopefully, though, we're not going to need the water wings. Maybe it'll stay dry. Maybe the weather remixed. Whatever happens, it is going to be a fantastic day of racing. And you would be a fool. You would be an absolute fool to miss it.